Hi there, all you happy hookers. You've got Sammy here. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today we're going to be completing the quarter circle granny square as part of our 365 granny square a day crochet along project. I have made a little bit of a start. I've just done a chain of 3, slip stitched together to make a ring, and then done a chain of 3 which will serve as our first double crochet into the ring. We're going to work another 6 double crochet into that ring. Now we're not working in the circle, it is a quarter circle, and our starting ring will form a corner. So I'm just trying to keep those 6, 7 including the starting chain sort of on one side of the circle to make it a little bit easier when I turn my work to work on the other side. 4, 5 and 6. So 6 double crochet and our starting chain of 3, which counts as the 7th double crochet. We're going to turn our work. First I'm going to do a chain of 3, which will be our first double crochet, then a chain of 2, which will count as a chain of 2. Now we're going to skip 1, double crochet into the second, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the second, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the third chain on our starting point there. Now chain 3, turn our work, going to work 3 double crochet into the chain space. Brings us up to the double crochet of the previous row. We're going to pop 2 double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous row. 1 and 2 and 3 into the chain space. 1 2 3. We're up to a double crochet from the previous round. I'm going to do 2 double crochet into the top of that stitch. 1 and 2. And we're at the end chain space. We're going to pop 4 double crochet into that chain space. 1. Sorry, didn't realise I was out of focus for a while there. 2, 3, 4. This is my third take though, and apologies if I was out of the best position for a little while there, but I had a coughing fit and then a sneezing fit, so I'm not starting again. I think you guys get it anyway. Alright, row 4, chain 3, which will be our first double crochet, then a chain of 2 to be our chain space, turn our work over. Now we're going to skip 2 and pop a double crochet into the third, 2 including 1, 2, 3. That's better. Double crochet, chain of 2, and it's just 2 just skipping 1 this time. So skip 1, double crochet into the second, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next, now chain 2, this one we're going to skip 2, pop a double crochet into the third loop of the starting chain, or turning chain rather. Alright, chain 3 up to row 6, chain row 1, 2, 3, row 5, my apologies. So we're going to chain 3, turn our work, 2, double crochet into the chain space, 1 and 2, double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round, 2 into the chain space, one into the top of the double crochet from the previous round, two in the chain space, one into the top of the previous DC, two in the chain space, 1, 2, 1 into the top of the double crochet from the previous round, two in the double crochet, one into the top of the double crochet from the previous round, and then 3 into the final chain space, 1, 2 and 3. Really see that quarter circle coming along now. That'll be our corner. I'm going to fly out that way. Very pretty, nice and simple, just the way we like it. Okay, ready for round 6. I'm going to do a chain of 3 as our first double crochet and turning chain, and then a chain of 2, this row we skip 1, double crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next. I'm going to leave you guys to it, give you a rest from my very nasal hay fevery voice at the moment. I'll see you all back here, ready to start row 7. Just continue, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet. See you soon. Ready to do round 7. If my yarn would behave itself. Back up there. Alright, so I've just done a chain of 3 as my starting chain. going to pop 2 double crochet into the chain space, one into the previous row's double crochet, two into the chain space, one into the previous row's double crochet, two into the chain space, one into the DC from the previous row, okay, two into the chain space, sorry, I'm just trying to keep count because the next chain space will serve as our widening point to get us over to the other corner, and we're going to put 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, center one, we'll have 3 double crochet. One into the DC of the previous row, and then 2 in each chain space to the end. So 1, 2, 1 into the double crochet from the previous row, two double crochet into the next chain space, struggling to find the sweet spot with being comfortable on my camera tonight. One into the DC of the previous row, 2 into the chain space, one into the double crochet of the previous round, and then 3 double crochet into the last chain space. Really see that quarter circle coming along now. Corner's a little wonky. We'll straighten out, we do add a border. Of course, if you wanted to change colour at any stage during this square, you just do it at the end of a row. We're going to do a chain of 3, which will be our turning stitch and first double crochet, and then a chain of 2. We're going to skip 2, double crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next, and follow that all the way to the end. The last one will be a skip 2 and double crochet into the final stitch there to get our nice straightish side. I'll meet you all back here shortly, ready for us to begin row 9. Almost there, guys. We're back, turned over, done a chain of 3, ready to start row 9. Now in our chain of 3, I'm just going to pop 2 double crochet into the first chain space, 1 and 2, going to put a double crochet into the top of the one from the previous round. Here's where things get a little different. We're not working into the chain space, we're actually going to work into the chain. So I'm going to go into the first loop, if I can, and then I'm going to come back through the second loop of the chain. I'll loop over and pull it through. This is going to be a double crochet 2 together. Would have helped if I'd looped my yarn first. So yarn over, going through the first loop of the chain, back out the second, yarning over, pulling it back through, and completing our double crochet as normal. Popping a double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous round. And then completing another double crochet 2 together. So going into the first loop of the chain, we've got a 2 chain space there. Need to play the game. Sometimes it is easier to get the actual little hook through first when you're coming back toward the front. There we go. Yarn over, pull it through both, and complete our double crochet as normal. Double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round. And then we've got another double crochet together. So we go into the first loop of the chain, back through to the front, out through the second, pull through, yarn over and pull through both, complete our double crochet as normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round. We've got another double crochet 2 together. So into the first loop. Oh my goodness, tight hooker issues. Into the first loop, and then back out to the front through the second, yarn over, pull it through both of those loops, complete the double crochet. Gives us 3, 4, double crochet into the top of the next, one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this will be our last double crochet 2 together, because remember we've got to work our corner. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so going in the first loop of the chain, coming out the second, yarn over, pull through both, complete the double crochet, pop a double crochet to the top, if I could get both loops, to the top of the DC from the previous round. Now we're at the corner point, what will be the opposite corner to our center. Rather than doing a double crochet 2 together, we're going to pop 2 double crochet into the chain space. 1 and 2. Double crochet into the top of the one from the previous round, and we're back to double crochet 2 together. Do them all the way along, except for the very last chain space where we'll pop 3 double crochet. I'll meet you back here ready to do try again, Sammy. Meet you back here ready to do row 10. We're nearly there. 10, 11 and a border, and we're finished. So keep up with these double crochet 2 together, remembering the last chain space we'll have 3 double crochet. See you in a moment. Okay, we're back. Row 9 is completed, ready for row 10. Do a chain of 3, which will serve as our first double crochet in our turning stitch. Then a chain of 2. I'm going to turn over. I'm going to skip 2 and pop a double crochet into the third. Chain 2. I'm going to skip the double crochet 2 together, pop a double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous row. I'm going to continue this all the way along, chain 2 and a double crochet into the double crochet, skipping the DC2 together in the center. When you get to the center where we did our 2 into the chain, we're just going to skip both of them and do a double crochet into the top of the DC on either side. So I'll let you guys go with that one. Number 11 is a little bit different and doesn't actually start at the beginning. So feel free to finish off at this point at the end of row 10, and I'll meet you back here and show you where we begin with row 11. See you soon. Okay, we are back. Now we are joining in to the third chain space with a slip stitch, a chain of 1 and a single crochet, popping a single crochet into the top of the double crochet from the previous round, and then a half double crochet into the next chain space, half double crochet into the top of the DC from half double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round, a double crochet into the next chain space. This one we're just starting to square off. And a double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round. Treble crochet into the next chain space. 1. And a treble into the top of the DC from the previous round. Now, the next chain space, we're starting to work into the corner to make our corner. So we're going to do a double treble into the chain space. A chain of 2 and another double treble into the same chain space. Next double crochet has a treble crochet into the top of it, and a treble crochet into the next chain space. Double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round, and a double crochet into the chain space. a half double crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round, and a half double into the chain space, single crochet into the top of the DC from the previous round, and a single crochet into the chain space. Now when you finish, you should have 2 empty chain spaces at the end, but you can see how that's starting to work out into a square now. That row really just finishing off. Now it's easier if you finish off here and rejoin into a corner. We're just going to do our border to finish squaring off and firming up this square. So I'll meet you back here in a moment for a really simple border. We're just going to do the border in single crochet. If you need a bigger border, you could of course do half double or double crochet, whatever you need to get it squared up nicely for you. Now I'm going to do a chain of 1, and a single crochet into the same stitch. You can just start in any corner. Now I'm going to put 1 single crochet into that chain space, a second single crochet into the same chain space. I was on a starting point there, so 2 single crochet into the chain space and 2 into the chain space that serves as a double crochet, 2 into the chain space, 2 around the chain space that serves as our first double crochet, 2 around the chain space, 2 around the chain space that serves as our first double crochet, 2 into the chain space, and 2 into the chain space that serves as our first double crochet. Okay, so our last 2 coming up to the corner here. I just want to get you through this and down the other side, and I'll let you guys finish off on your own. Coming up to the corner here, we're going to pop our standard 2 double crochet into the corner, 2 single crochet rather, chain of 2, and then another 2 single crochet into that corner space. Now working down this side, we've got chain spaces and double crochet, so we're just going to pop a single crochet into the top of the double and then 2 into the chain space. So we pop 1 into the top of each stitch and 2 into each chain space. It's the same pattern all the way around, remembering on our corners we're popping 2 in on each side of the square and a chain of 2 in the center to work around and get a nice pointy corner like this one. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I do love our little video times together. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and found it super helpful. As always, it would be really helpful to us if you can just hit the like button on the video. Otherwise, enjoy hooking up the rest of this. Have a fabulous day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.